Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining me for another video. As always, a free way you can support this channel is by smashing up that like button. Still getting used to that. Hitting the subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed, and leaving a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking, what you had for breakfast, all for the algorithm. Thank you again. So many new patrons are signing up every day. I am forever grateful. I want to let you know something. This is for your benefit. There is a number that I have in mind for X amount of dollars of monthly support on the Patreon account. I will pay $800 a month for level 3 Glassnode data. And I will, because that stuff is worth $800 a month to me, but I am just not willing to pay that price right now. But if you can help me get to a certain level, that will only be to your benefit, because I will then share that level 3 Glassnode data in my interpretation of that with you. That's like kind of my short-term dream, and you will benefit. Trust me, you will benefit from having access to that information as well. So we're seeing Bitcoin right now, just within the last hour, having passed $40,000. Ethereum at $2,800. Polkadot is still way too cheap. Chainlink is bouncing back like crazy because Chainlink is a beast. I am very curious on where Matic is right now. Guys, I just made a TikTok about Matic. I am so bullish about Matic right now. Every reason why I am all for holding Bitcoin forever, Matic just blows that away. And it has to do with scarcity. There is only 0.4% of the supply of Matic left on exchanges in comparison to 11.3% of the supply of Bitcoin left on exchanges. That is ultra bullish. Now, sure, as the price goes up because of that scarcity, people are going to sell off, but the price is going to go up. Now, as far as my number one rule of investing in crypto, don't chase green candles, I don't know necessarily what to say about that, aside from the fact that this scarcity doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. And Mark Cuban bought into Matic, which I think contributed pretty heavily to that downflow in the supply. So supply and demand, it's a simple economic concept, and I think we're going to see that play out with Matic. But spread yourself out. Don't just go all in on Matic, especially because it's gone up in the last month from like 35 cents to over $2. All right. There's probably better potential returns even with that in mind, but you've got to be holding some Matic. I want to cover some news that's been happening lately that I'm paying attention to. So Apple, we've heard rumors for months now that Apple was going to get pretty heavy into cryptocurrency. And even at this point, I'm just kind of like wait and see as far as when is Apple going to get heavy into cryptocurrency. But here's a bit of a canary in a coal mine. Apple is looking for crypto experience in, quote, alternative payments job posts. Now, I've done the research with this. I've looked at articles. I also made a TikTok last night about this. And they are looking for what does this alternative payments mean? Does that mean that like they're looking for somebody to trade in goats or in eggs, And so I looked at the job title and their experience requirements, and it does say 5+ years in certain sectors, and cryptocurrency being one of them. I have no intention of working for anyone ever again except for the man, but if this is a position that you have the qualifications for, why not check it out? Definitely, this is a good sign, because what they're going to want to do is start their own wallet to maybe not. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to purchase Bitcoin or cryptocurrency in general. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens sometime down the road. The number that I've seen floated out is about $5 billion, which would be massive. But they're going to increase access to cryptocurrency, which is a much better thing, in my opinion, in the same way that PayPal introduced access to cryptocurrency by allowing people to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin on their platform. What happened? PayPal at one point was buying 70% of the mined crypto every day. That happened from like November to January. I'm sure it's cooled off since then, but probably not by a whole lot. So bullish signs for Bitcoin, and I hate to be a bull when it seems like there's a lot of people who are kind of bearish right now, and I guess maybe I'm a little bearish in the sense that I'm saying that we're gonna have like a little bit of a U-shaped recovery. That I just think it's gonna go up like this slowly, and then we'll reach our all-time high a few months from now at 64,900, and then we'll see a more aggressive increase. There's lots of signs that to me that's what's happening, that this bull run, it would be insane to me if this bull run only lasted 11 months from the previous halving. There's no point in my mind where I could even picture such a thing happening. So what else? All right, Bitcoin outflow from exchanges suggests confidence crypto rout is over. So we are seeing this again. So from April 22nd to last week, some point last week, so about a month, there was an increasing outflow from exchanges. Inflow to exchanges for people wanting to sell their Bitcoin because of tops, because of scary news happening, Elon Musk, the China FUD, all that stuff. And now we've reverted back to the norm for this cycle, which is that people are starting to remove their Bitcoin back from exchanges again. This is another huge reason why I think Pablo He-Man is just flat out wrong about his prediction with Bitcoin going down to the 25,000 range, or maybe even lower than that. Like, he said probably. People are arguing with me on TikTok. He said probably. He said maybe. He said all this stuff. No, I just don't think we're going anywhere close to that. Like, all right, we're getting to the end of the month, and I would very strongly caution you against right now buying any cryptos, including Bitcoin, for today and tomorrow, because of it. To me, it might be sort of a fake out with the options expiring tomorrow, and kind of we're needing to get to this point of max pain, which is somewhere between $44,000 and $49,000. I expect us to flirt with that, maybe somewhere around 42, 43, and then we'll dip back down to the 30s, upper 30s, but not anywhere near $25,000. There's no reason to think that, and this is one of 100 reasons why I could give you that's a ridiculous assumption on Pablo He-Man's part, and people are treating him like he's some kind of prophet or something, like what he's saying is gospel, and I think they're going to have to learn the hard way that no, yeah, he had one good prediction, and that was that flash crash. That doesn't mean that he's some kind of like that he's from the future or anything. But at the same time, even when I say that, he's worth following and listening to him because he's very smart. So let's see some points from this. The 7-day average of net Bitcoin inflows to exchanges turned negative for the first time since April 22nd. We covered that. That means coins are leaving exchanges after a gap of 4 weeks. A sign of investors are starting to take I think that sentence is wrong. A sign investors are starting to take direct custody of their holdings, possibly anticipating a price increase. And what's going on with that manipulation, guys? The manipulation, there isn't any FUD. Now, here is a way that we could get to 25,000, and Pablo can be right, is that there's some crazy story, maybe Tesla, a story about Tesla having sold their Bitcoin or something like that. And if that's the case, then Pablo will have been right. But does he have inside information? Whatever. I am not expecting any kind of major FUD. In fact, the opposite is what I'm seeing, that we're seeing more and more positive news, which means to me that the powers that be, the major players, are trying to push the price up after having bought their cheap Bitcoin. So if your coin's available for sale on exchanges, the better chance of a market going up, yada, yada. Investors typically transfer coins to exchanges when they want to sell their holdings, so consistent net inflows represent a bearish mood with outflows signaling bullish sentiment. If you've been paying attention to me on any platform that I'm on TikTok, on Twitter, on YouTube, then you know that this is where I stand with things, that this is generally true. And this is so unbelievably different than 2017. 2017, we had periods of massive inflows to exchanges and periods of outflows from exchanges. And then at the very peak in 2017, we saw the canary was in the coal mine. That's the second time I've used that reference. But we saw massive, massive inflows to exchanges as this euphoria hit and the price got parabolic. It was so obvious to me. Like literally in 2017, I was like, people buying Bitcoin right now at $12,000, at $15,000, you are insane. This is going to crash. I said that. Now I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, but I did say that. And like, who did I say that to? All right, I said that to like friends of mine. But the reason why I said that is because I experienced this in 2011 with silver. I got insane into silver. I thought silver was going to $1,000. It peaked out at $50. And my most hysterical moment was right around $50, where I was like, I got to put everything into silver. And then it crashed. And so that was the experience that I had that allowed me to see what the issue was in 2017. If at all something happens like that in 2021 or 2022, I will be the one screaming at you to not buy and even to sell. Maybe, I'm not selling my Bitcoin, but I will be selling a lot of alts when that happens. So what else? PayPal to allow cryptocurrency withdrawals to third-party wallets. Okay, that good. That makes me want to recommend PayPal more when that happens. If you read this article here on news.bitcoin.com, it says that they're going to allow withdrawals to third-party wallets. I've heard the same thing with Robinhood, but that hasn't happened yet. And it's kind of funny. There's this Chris Rock skit. This happened in the mid 90s. It's a famous, not a skit, a comedy routine of his, where he talks about people who are peers of his. I'm mixed black and white, so I can say this and not be a racist, I suppose, But people who are peers of his who have a derogatory name assigned to them, that Chris Rock is the one assigning that derogatory name. And he says, these people love to take credit for things they're supposed to do. They love to take credit for things they're supposed to do. I ain't never been to jail. I take care of my kids. And then his response is, what do you want, a cookie? And that's how I feel about PayPal right now. It's like, congratulations on doing the thing you're supposed to do. What do you want, a cookie? You want me to praise you for doing this thing that you're supposed to do, for doing the very basic thing that you're supposed to do? Wonderful. Thank you for finally doing the thing you're supposed to do. Okay, but good. No, this is a good thing for Bitcoin regardless. But PayPal, you deserve no praise from me. You're doing the thing that you're supposed to do. All right, something else that I found very interesting. I don't know if it's going to be easy to see this on the screen, especially if you're watching this on your phone. Bitcoin supply held by entities with balance 100 to 1K Bitcoin, which is a whale for sure. So here you see somebody pointed this out on Twitter. Tesla announcement. William Clemente shared this. I don't know if this was an original thing by him or if it was something that he retweeted. I don't remember. But Tesla had an announcement that there were 3,400 wallets with a supply between 100 to 1,000. Tesla made their announcement that they were buying 1.5 billion Bitcoin. And we've jumped from 3,400 wallets to 3,900 wallets since then. So Tesla has kind of opened the floodgates with institutions, with heavy investors wanting to buy Bitcoin, the Tesla effect. Now, with the news that, so when did Tesla announce that they were not going to accept crypto? It was right around here. So that number has dipped a little bit based on that FUD, but then it's shot back up a little bit. So really, here's what I'm saying. The Tesla announcement had a pretty dramatic effect on the price, but it has not had that much of an effect on wallets on Bitcoin supply held by wallets with 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin. And so again, what does that mean for the price? That means, in my opinion, that we are oversold. I mean, RSI, You can look at that fear greed index. Those are two big things that I pay attention to. We are oversold. So now at this moment, now is not a great time because of the options expiring at the end of the month. But after that, if Bitcoin gets back into the 30s, I think that will be a really, really good time to buy. All right, so that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend coming up. I'd love to hear your thoughts on where things are going. Have a great rest of your week. Peace.